Coming to you live from the caverns deep beneath Wayne Manor and totally not from my mom's basement. Welcome everyone to today's episode of the BatChat. Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to the BatChat. Kind of a weird angle here today. So those of you that don't know, those of you who don't know, I just spilled coffee all over the place. That's great. Those of you who don't know, I used to use my DSLR, my really nice Canon Rebel something, R2D2, I think is the model number. And so I used to use that for BatChat, and for some reason it does not want to communicate with OBS anymore as a webcam. Maybe I need to update it or something like that. I thought I checked everything, but apparently not. So, what are you going to do? Try to get the angle where it's not too bad. Also, I kind of rearranged my little orifice here, and that caused me to put my microphone in a slightly different position, so it's I don't have to like sit there and move around it and everything. So see how you guys like it. Arcanite Cosplay is saying, hey, I think I'm pronouncing that right. Hey, what's going on, my friend? Hope all is well with you. Trying to get some people on here. If you are in the, if you're watching live, sound off in the chat. That way I can talk to you. I see I've got 3 people viewing. I don't know who you 3 are. So if you 3 kings or queens, who knows? We may have a little bit of both. There's Aaron. Take your shirt off. Shirt's definitely not coming off today. I've got a mad tan. Oh, I didn't tell you all about that, did I? Wait, was that last week? My week's kind of running together. No, it was the week before last. So yeah, I did the acoustic gig. Because I was late, and I had a weird sunburn because I was playing outside. And when you're playing guitar, your hands are kind of like this, and like the top of this arm was burnt, and then the bottom of this one was. So you know what I mean. Like, you could tell I was playing guitar when I got burned, and it was pretty funny. I identify as Charlotte. Oh God, every time I think of that now, I can't watch National Treasure anymore. Because the whole thing about the beginning is they're searching for the Charlotte. Now I just desperately wish for Charlotte to just not be there anymore. Anyway, that was mean. Sorry. Or was it? Wouldn't know when you've been dodging boys. I have not been dodging no one, dude. I used some double negatives there on purpose because I've been dodging y'all. I just didn't want to admit it, but yeah. No, dude, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. With not really, mostly with the 9 to 5. My 9 to 5 has been crazy, and my 9 to 5 has been nuts. And thankfully, I'm going to be taking most of next week off. We're closed Monday for Memorial Day, and I'm taking off Tuesday as well. So I'm actually going to be doing something kind of fun. It's either fun or suicidal. I have not decided yet. We'll find out. But basically, I'm going to build an entire bat suit in a day, start to finish. It's gonna be for me. I would never do that for a client, although I'm sure I've got clients that would probably rather me build their suits in a day. But trust me, you don't. It's gonna be interesting. But yeah, I've got to build myself a suit, and oh my gosh, I'm just getting inundated. Oh, this is cool. Hopefully, this is not like someone messaging me saying, hey, this thing's a piece of crap. So last week I survived. I'm sorry, I'm reading your comments there. Last week I shipped out a suit to Mr. Dale. Had some zipper issues. We can figure that out. Interesting. Huh. Sorry, I'm troubleshooting here. Yeah, that is quite interesting there. we'll see what he has to say there. So, just got a message from Dale, the guy I sent the suit to, and apparently had some issues with the zipper. I had some issues with the zipper I originally installed on there, and I actually had to completely replace it, which at that point in the process was rather difficult. So I'm hoping that didn't lead him to having some issues. So who knows? We'll see. Huh. So that's interesting. I'm sorry. This is part of it. I'll try to, normally I would just kind of let something like that go by the way bad. Let me respond to him real quick. You guys talk amongst yourselves while I try to figure out what's going on here. Let's see. I died and you weren't here. You did have some weird health issues there for a second. Hopefully you're doing better. I know you said you survived, but yeah, dude, that's crazy. I'm sorry. Are you feeling any better? I mean, I haven't really gotten any updates from you. Have you gotten any news? Anything that you're wanting to share? Anything that you're wanting to disclose? I mean, I know this is not really public because there's like 2 people watching, but still, if you want to talk about it privately, we certainly can. That's going to be interesting. We don't know what's going on. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. That's the worst part, when you don't really know. At least if you have some answers, you have a plan of action of what you can do about it. Could have a cyst on kidney. Good God. Yeah, I remember you telling me about that. Jesus. That is rough, man. I'm really sorry about that. We'll definitely be sending prayers your way for sure. I hate to hear that, buddy. But Doc and I are working on it. Hey, that's the important thing. As long as you are getting yourself in good spirits and getting yourself healthy, that's the important thing. I don't necessarily know what would cause something like that. But hopefully it's something they're able to resolve. And sometimes stuff like that could be, my mom was having a lot of issues with blood pressure for a while. I know it's a totally different thing, but mom was having some issues that sorry, I'm trying to read Aaron's comment too. My mom had a lot of blood pressure issues for a while, and they traced it down to, my mom ate pretty healthy, but I think it ended up being a reaction that she was having to, she was hypersensitive to caffeine, which is not a trait that I inherited, thank God. But like caffeine, sodium, and eggs, she had to really cut a lot of that stuff out of her diet. So it could be something simple like that. So yeah, that is interesting. That we can't have that happening. Yours is blood pressure? Okay. Well, I knew your blood pressure was high too, but I didn't know if the cyst on the kidney would be related to that or not. I'll go and show that comment, Aaron, because YouTube wanted to hide it because you used a wordy nerd there. I don't know which it is, but if Kyle's health issues were coming back down in July or August, hey, hey, I definitely want to have you here. On a serious note, pulling for you, Kill. Yeah, we all are. I'd die before cutting caffeine out of my diet. I probably wouldn't have the choice. If I cut caffeine out of my diet, it's not going to be good. I'm nowhere near as dependent as I used to be, but I'm still pretty dependent. I used to just slam energy drinks like it was water. I mean, I would just constantly be chugging them all day, and thankfully I survived to tell the story, because that stuff's, I mean, honestly, I still drink one from time to time, but I think in moderation. It's it's not great, but in moderation. I guess there's worse things you could be doing, but that stuff's terrible for you. It really is, especially if you're drinking as much as I was. So, and it's expensive too. So I definitely wouldn't be doing that. So now it's just coffee, the occasional energy drink, and pre-workout. And I used to be stupid with my pre-workout too. Like I would do 3 scoops of pre-workout, sometimes 4. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. You just basically got to chew it. I don't dry scoop because that's retarded. If you dry scoop, you're an idiot. That's my stance on it. But it would be so thick I'd have to chew it, and it was just disgusting. I want to check out the action figure section of that comic shop this time when we're down there. There's not much to see, but we can definitely... No, I'll tell you where we need to go. Ironically, it's called the Bat Cave. Over in Conway, which is Willis and I, when we go to work out, most of the time we'll end up going to Conway. It's got a great gym up there. But it's literally called the Bat Cave, and it's a bigger version of Doubleheader where you went. And a lot nicer. I'm all about supporting, local businesses and stuff like that, but this place is way cooler. Oh my god, when they took my blood, the results came back 2 cream, 1 sugar. Hey, look at this. I mean, this is my BatChat mug that I got from John. You can't really see the BatChat, but you kind of make it out there. And I just put sugar-free creamer in there, so yeah, I'll get cancer from sucralose, but at least it saves on calories. Am I right? I shouldn't say that, but it's true. Let's think about those artificial sweeteners. Like, I was always baffled, and I never really put 2 and 2 together on the, you saw how I just dropped down there, how I just, like, I think it was Coke Zero, where it's like, no calories, no sugar, no this. I'm like, then what am I drinking, man? It's crazy. I bet Dallas Drought use it. He uses, I gave him some of my pre-workout because he used, I think he used C4, and which is just garbage. C4 sucks. And so he was using that, and so I gave him some of my. I use Gorilla Mode. Love that stuff. It's not a sponsored video, but hey, Derek, if you want to come on here, that way we can have 2 Jack Derricks on here. Even though that dude, looks like the guy who ate me, and I was just pure protein. He's just massive. But anyway, so. I gave him some of mine, and he liked it a lot better. But yeah, he did dry scoop it, and I wanted to smack him. Let's see. Charlotte dry choose it. Charlotte, Charlotte may drink a lot of what's that crap that all the cringy YouTube celebrities and gamers G Fuel. Yeah, probably drinks a lot of G Fuel. He couldn't handle. You have to work out to enjoy pre-workout, and I've seen Charlotte's workout, and does not necessitate pre-workout. You good, bro? You look worried. I'll admit I am a little worried. So just in terms of full transparency here, last week I shipped off the suit to a client, and he's having some issues with it, and I don't really, It's the zipper. The zipper is what's having some issues. It is not a result of it's not my fault. It's not a result of like it being poorly installed or something. It's just a flaw in the zipper, which I can't really control because obviously I don't make these zippers. I buy them. But at the end of the day, like this guy paid for a suit and the zipper's not working, and it kind of sucks. I kind of hope that I can get that resolved for him. So we're trying to work that out. So I'm a little worried, because I was a little nervous too, because this is really kind of silly, probably some of you guys, but this was my first commission that was not to a close friend. So like it was like my first real commission. Not that Aaron doesn't count as a real commission or Mike, but you know what I mean. Like you got my best friend and a business partner, and I'm like, they have a little bit more stake in my personal feelings than than some random guy. Even though Dale's not a random guy, we've actually worked together in the past before on some trades and stuff. But you know how it is. It's a little different. So I'm a little I'm a little worried because especially considering it's gonna be a pain in the ass to fix. But I mean, Dale, if you're watching this, I'm absolutely willing to fix it because I mean I want you to be able to wear the suit. It looks great on him, by the way. Like I don't know if he wants me sharing the pictures, so I won't. But he looks great in it. He really does look good in it. So we'll see what we come up to, and hopefully we can get that thing figured out. C4 sucks. I use Psychotic by Insane Labs. Insane Labs, is that sorry. I know this is very very unprofessional for me to be doing a live stream and responding to text, but this is actually more professional because I'm taking care of customers. I don't know, but it wasn't. Let's see. Did he remember to zip up the zipper? Yeah, he zipped it up. He got it zipped. That's what's weird. I guess what happened was because like in this picture here, it zipped, but it definitely it came unzipped, or like the zippers separated, which is not good. We definitely don't want that to happen. So yeah, I'm a little, and it was both zippers too. That's what's strange. So I may have to be switching to a different zipper, which I mean this is YKK metal zippers. So I don't know. It's weird. I shouldn't be having that issues. Derek looks pretty when he's reading. You should see me in my reading glasses. I don't wear them as often as I probably should, but I do wear reading glasses sometimes. Are you going to be having any more guests on BatChat? Or is this a one-man show now? Well, yeah, I guess it is going to be a one-man show. Enoch just kind of left me high and dry. No, I know he's busy, but no, I am wanting to have some guests on here. There's been a few non-starters as far as that's concerned. Just trying to get people's schedules to line up. I reached out to Saddle Up and I talked about having him back up again. But we're kind of wanting to try to have him on for a week where it's him and Will at Unmasked Studios. Try to have them both on because I know Saddle Up really wanted me to have Will on here, and I would love to have Will on here too. But just getting schedules to line up because we're all three very busy. So trying to get that to line up has been interesting. So I don't know. I thought I was going to be able to have Willis here with me this week because we were going to be working on his suit. I did something very stupid, or I'm embarking on something very stupid, I should say. I am. You're off work for a bit. Hey, I may have to have you on then. So basically, my whole little bat family that I cosplay with here, we're talking about getting a booth for Arkansas Comic Con, and I was like, well, if we're gonna be doing that, I might do like a. I don't have them here. I got new labels I was going to show you guys, but hey, while we're here, I might as well have you guys wear suits that I make for you. So I was like, yeah, I'll just make everyone a suit. Why not? Not for free, obviously, but I'll make you guys a suit. And how long do I have? September? Great. Yeah. So it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be doing a '90s kind of Norm Brayfogle era Bat Family. It's gonna be a little different because Lindsay's not gonna be in a wheelchair, so she's gonna be just regular Batgirl. It's gonna be kind of a variation of Batgirl Burnside type thing. So it'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I gotta find my new labels because y'all may like that. Y'all stand by. I'll be right back. I'll put you back in the waiting room, so I will be right back. All right, I'm back. So, what a short batch. I'm back. We're not. I just had to put you on standby for a minute there. So, let's see. Let's make it publicly known that Lindsay asked me if she could show her kids High School Musical 3. Don't get me started. Like, whatever. Yeah, she did. And I was like, it's Disney. I mean, the reality is, like, yes, I understand that some people, are going to have maybe some issues with Disney and their liberal agenda. But I mean, the reality is, like, most of the time that's pretty fine. You got to thrust harder for the wheelchair effect. Oh my god. He had to poop. No, I'm good. Wait till I finish this coffee, then we'll see. Let's see. Grab onto her shoulders. All right, let me move on to the fun stuff here. It's not fun stuff for anyone except for people that are buying a suit, but for those people, it's a lot of fun. Let's see if I've got any updates from Mr. Matheson here. I mean, thankfully he doesn't seem too upset. Deadpool is Disney. Deadpool is appropriate for kids, I think. I don't know. There's kids in it, so I figured it'd be fun. Do y'all realize I don't have kids, right? So do a BatChat from the shitter? No, I don't think so. Thankfully, Dale doesn't seem too upset. So I got these new labels. Thanks to, I don't know if he watches regularly, but I do want to thank Saber Paul on Facebook for redesigning my logo. So this is now, if you buy a suit from me, that's the new logo there with the serial number and the secret identity. So very, very exciting there. I really like these labels a lot. I like them to be pretty clean. They did come out with a PG version of Deadpool. That's like an Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon, isn't it? Where they have like a PG version of Deadpool. Honestly, like, the reality is, Deadpool could totally work in like a like, when I say Deadpool, like the modern interpretation of Deadpool, which is basically just, I think Godzilla Mendoza, I think it's the YouTube page, he refers to modern Deadpool as Family Guy the superhero. So like something about like that, like not Adult Swim Family Guy, but Fox Family Guy. You could totally do a PG or a PG-13 Deadpool. Deadpool could absolutely fit in the MCU. Absolutely. You can tone down the language and stuff like that. You can tone down the language, some of the more gratuitous violence. Obviously, I mean, there's a lot that's very important to the Deadpool character. I get that, but if you wanted to, I would say if you wanted to make more money, not really necessarily more money because Deadpool was wildly successful, but if you wanted to fit him in with the MCU, you could do that. I also have another small label here. This is for when I'm doing like capes, trunks, or bat thongs, which is another thing that I'm offering. I'll be able to throw those on there, so I got a bunch of those. I'm making gloves for a client, and honestly, I may not even want to put my label on those gloves because I don't know how those are going to turn out. So we'll see. Gloves are very hard to make. Ask anyone who's ever tried to sew anything before. Gloves are hard to make. And I do want to shout out my friend Sydney, even though I know she's not watching. She's at a con this weekend. That girl made some gloves sewn by hand. Just ridiculous. She's sewn one by hand. I may be on the market for a cape. Yeah. So I will be offering capes soon. John, so let me tell you a little bit about that. That's kind of an interesting little thing there about capes. I've told a few people this, but I didn't want it to be super public until John and I finalized everything. I'll figure that out later. I was trying to figure all that in there, but okay. So let's talk about capes for a minute. So I do want to make capes, but I did not want to be in competition with John. John's one of my best friends for one. But also, I think John, and I've said this from the beginning, and I'll continue to say this even once I start making capes. I think John makes the best capes around. Period. Doesn't matter. It could be a Rebirth. It could be a Dawn of Justice. It could be a Keaton style. It could be comic style. Whatever. I think his capes are the best. You see the indigestion starting. Yeah. I've seen Sydney's stuff, and I'm like, no way that'll work. Next update's like, holy crap, that's amazing. Yeah, that girl is one of the most determined. Like, she's so inspiring. You should definitely go check out Sydney. She's very inspiring, and also just one of the sweetest people in the world. And I absolutely love and adore her. And she's a great friend and very supportive of me and my business venture. And just a huge inspiration because she just works her ass off and makes some great looking stuff. So you should definitely check her out. So anyway, about the whole capes thing. So I wanted to be able to offer capes with these suits. And I knew John was kind of, he's more wanting to lean into like the wrestling side of things, making wrestling gear and stuff like that. So he and I talked. And I said, well, the only way I would make capes is if you weren't, basically, because I didn't want to be in competition with them. And I also wanted to be able to sell his DOJ cape. Because for those of you who don't know, the Batfleck cape, I call it a DOJ cape because really the DOJ cape and the Justice League cape are basically the same. There's some minor differences, but they all kind of start with the same. They have the same bones, so to speak. So here's the thing about the Batfleck cape. As I am learning from getting a pattern from him, and we have had a few Skype calls talking about the process of making them. Like, it is so much more complicated than you may be thinking. Most people kind of approach it from the perspective of, okay, make like a 6 or an 8 panel cape and then just put folds in it. Yes, you could totally do that. You can totally make that work, but it's not accurate, and it's not going to lay the right way. So John figured it out, how to make, in my opinion, well, it's not even, well, I'll say it's my opinion just because people will kind of disagree, even though I feel like screen accuracy should be beyond reproach. I mean, if you look at it, like, yeah, that's just like the movie cape, but most of the time people are like, well, I like this guy more, so I think that's more screen accurate. I'm like, that just doesn't make sense. It's like, for instance, Roberto versus Napier's. Roberto makes a more accurate DOJ suit. I don't care if you've got personal issues with him, as I have in the past. If you've got issues with him and you just don't like him, fine, that's okay. But I do think his stuff's more accurate than Napier's. Napier's looks good, don't get me wrong. But it's just kind of one of those things. But anyway, my cape doesn't lay the right way. That's my issue. I think that's my issue with the Caltab. Yes. So you've got a Ninko Cape. I'm assuming you're talking about your Ninko Cape or your Napier's Cape, because I think you've got both. And how they do it is essentially they just take a regular cape and they put folds in it. The DOJ cape, you have to know from conception you're making a DOJ cape. It's not like something you could modify halfway through and it be accurate. So it's a completely different pattern. So we worked it out. We're actually bought that pattern and the rights to use that pattern from him. And so I will be taking over selling that version of the Batfleck cape. So he's on a different version now. So like if you have a JCJ gear cape from Alter Ego, we're not talking about the same cape. Okay. Ninko, no Napier's. Well, Ninko still, Ninko's kind of the same way. Napier's does them the same. Pretty much everyone does them the same way. I will say the only person that I know of that has gotten close, it's still not right completely, but very, very close, is Roberto. There's some things that he does a little different that I understand why he does it. I completely do, but it just to me doesn't quite work the same way. But he's definitely the closest. But I still think John beats him. Dastardly Designs, Alter Ego, Heroes Capes. Yes, so those guys in particular, they do it a little differently. I don't want to publicly, I don't think Alter Ego Heroes is still open, but Dastardly Designs I don't think is anymore. Without going into a lot of detail. Anyway, the Dastardly Designs one was kind of the standard for a while, but he was asking way too much for those capes. And then John kind of came in and did a much more accurate and much more affordable version. that, in my opinion, looked better. But that kind of comes into a preference thing, because I just didn't like the material that Cody was using from Dastardly Designs. But his wasn't quite right. His was pretty close. But again, most of the time you'll find with these DOJ capes, or something that I found from learning how John does it, is it's very much a close but no cigar type thing. Like they get it very close, but there's one or two very simple steps. I say they're simple. There's one or two steps that they're missing that would get them there, but they don't. And so, but now I have it, not I'll be the one that does it right. So let's see. I didn't go through AE for mine as I went through John personally. Which was it that I had? I know we discussed it in person, but I can't remember. Okay, so let me go back to what I was saying earlier. So the Alter Ego, if you buy a JCJ Maker cape from Alter Ego Studios, that is an exclusive pattern and fabric that he only, like, you can only get that cape through them. Okay. So yeah, you can only get it from them. It's a different pattern. It's a little different technique there. I'm not going to be selling that. Preference wise, I'm not really the biggest fan of that cape. That's just a preference thing. But he wanted to have something that kind of set them apart, and he wanted their capes to be special, so he kind of modified it and made it. And also, he specifically made it for their cows. So that's the other thing too, is like most time if you're buying from Alter Ego, you're buying like their Justice League or Dawn of Justice cow. The folds are specifically designed for that cow, unless you're a child. Unless you're a child size and you look like Harry and the Hendersons when you wear the cowl, in which case no, it's not going to line up quite the right way. You have to have like normal male width in your shoulders, but when you're like this wide, it's not going to lay the same. But if you're a normal size human being, then yes, if you buy the cape from Alter Ego, it will fit perfectly with the Alter Ego cows. Yours, Aaron, is what John is now calling his. It's like, okay, I think that would be technically his version 4 DOJ. Okay, so the biggest difference, between the version 3, which is one I have, and the version 4 is the version 4 is much easier to do, and to me it looks 90 to 95% as good and as accurate. Okay, that's not a knock against your cape at all. Here's the advantage to it: your cape is much more posable. Okay, my cape's on the mannequin. I'm not going to get it out. The DOJ cape, you can't do the Keaton thing where you whip it out like this. Don't whip it out. Sorry, where you open it like this. Yeah, but you can with yours. So it's a little easier to do on yours. It's also, you're using a lot less fabric, so it's much more cost effective. And honestly, the inaccuracies, unless you know what you're looking for, you'll never be able to tell. Okay, I've had every version of John's cape for the most part, and I've also had other makers' capes as well as a Dastardly Design cape. So Chunk, I see your comment there. I'll respond to that in a second. So I can tell, like when I saw yours, you have his version 4. So nothing wrong with that cape at all. I think it's a great cape. Just personally, I prefer the V3. That is, and even John will admit this, that's the most accurate bat fleck cape on the market, period. Sorry, Roberto. Sorry, Ninko. Sorry, Napier's. Sorry, Alter Ego. Sorry, Dastardly Designs. The V3 JCJ cape is the most accurate, and that's the one I'll be offering soon. Okay, but the V4 is maybe a little bit more versatile because it works a little bit better with other cows. Because like with the way his V3 is, you kind of needed to. So like if you wore a slightly different cow with it, your cape would work a little bit better. So. The Dastardly Designs cape was really light, didn't feel right. So that's a preference thing, but I tend to agree. I don't like a very lightweight cape. I prefer my cape to be have a little weight to it. So I like the fabric. Aaron, you saw my cape. That is going to be my deluxe cape. Okay. So John had a few different versions. He had a standard V3 material so the material that you've got, Aaron, was his standard V3 material. Okay. So this is where it gets confusing. I think I know John's capes better than he does. Because he's taken a few bumps to the head, but and I may be a little fuzzy on this. So John, I know he pops in every once in a while. Maybe he's watching. He can clarify. But based on my understanding, so Aaron, the cape that you have is his the fabric is his standard V3. Okay, and then the deluxe that I have was his deluxe V3. Well, the fabric for your cape like doubled in price for whatever reason. So it like doubled in price, and then so the fabric you have now is called the deluxe, and then he's got a newer lighter fabric that he used for a standard. Okay, so and that fabric you can't even get anymore. That's what kind of sucks. So hold on to that cape because it actually is somewhat rare. And your other cape that I've got for you here is that same fabric. Again, pretty rare. The deluxe cape is a little heavier, a little thicker. You want that for a Batfleck cape. Okay, you want that to be because that's part of the look. You need those nice thick looking folds, and you're just not going to get that from a lightweight cape. Sorry, you're just not. So the Dastardly cape, I think the fabric is beautiful. It has a great texture to it, but it's really thin and very light, and it just doesn't quite have the same girth to it. So who wants to make me a screen accurate cape then? I mean, I can. I totally can. It'll be just like mine, the one that you saw here. It's the exact same pattern, exact same fabric, everything. So. Whew. So no, I maybe. So what's funny, and I don't think that he is even a part of this community anymore. Oh wait, I'm not even. It's saying, okay, now are we back on? So I'm just going to respond to a chat here. So, okay, now we're back on. So I don't know if Cody Smith is still a part of this community for a while, but there was a little bit of animosity between John and Cody thing happening. Or at least it felt that way. Maybe there wasn't, but it sure felt that way. But no, there was some confusion there because, John goes by John. John Cody Jenkins is his name, right? That's what he goes by. That's what JCJ Gear is. That's John Cody Jenkins. And then Dastardly Designs was Cody Smith. So they kind of got those two confused. What made it confusing for the Florida crowd is John in his normal life goes by Cody. At least that's what a lot of his family calls him. I'm probably disclosing way too much personal information, John. I'm really sorry if I am, but most of the time the people in the cosplay community and maybe the wrestling community too, but a lot of them refer to him as John, but a lot of people that know him personally refer to him as Cody. So I think that might have been why there was a little bit of confusion there, but yeah, it's interesting. The Ninko Cape, I love it, but when it hits it, it's like a full-grown man pulling you. Yeah, I don't know how light the Ninko Capes. I've seen them. I've never worn one. They're beautiful. The fabric's really nice. I like the textured inner portion of the cape. It's got kind of a nice like carbon fiber Kevlar type thing going. But the outer fabric, the leather side of it, was really nice as well. And it looks really nice, but I would imagine it's probably not very light. Which again, I kind of feel like you need a little bit of weight on a Batfleck cape, in my opinion. It just doesn't look right if you don't. Let's see here. I don't want to miss anyone. So we got a few people in there. Arkham Knight Cosplay, where you at, dude? You stop responding to me. Yeah, we're having some internet issues. We've been having them all week for some reason. We had some storms later last week, but I don't really know why that would be affecting us today. So kind of sucks. But your internet is Amber hurting. Oh my gosh. No, I'll check the bed to make sure it hasn't. But the cape was 10 pounds in the delivery box. Oh my god. Like a suit is 10 pounds. Like whenever I go ship a suit, the box is about 10 pounds. Now granted, that's also with like the hanger, the garment bag, all that. So it's a little, not quite the same, but I'll have to grab that cape from you at some point then. We're in the process of moving now. So actually, hey, congratulations. So I think we're going to need to do Daredevil next. You said Double D, which got me all excited. But I feel like you might be talking about Daredevil. But maybe you used the initials because you didn't want me to say that. But I said Daredevil. Otherwise, you're just saying we're finally going to do that boob job that we were talking about for you. I don't know. Either way, I'm cool. Because that can also mean Dunkin' Donuts. Either way, I'm good. I'm totally down to do some Daredevil. That'd be a lot of fun. I'm really excited, by the way, about these Bat Family suits that I'm doing. I'm trying to see if I've got any pictures on here. If I've got any pictures on here of the suits we're doing. It doesn't seem like I do. I know they're on my phone, but getting them to convert over it takes a while. Gray bodysuit. Be using my navy fabric gear. And I don't know. Well, no, I don't have black boots now. I was going to do my vigilante cowl too. That might be a little bit more appropriate for like the Norbury folk who's got the longer ears, but I don't have black boots. So I wonder if Marco Tilly, are you in the chat? I thought I saw your name pop up earlier. Yeah, if I order some boots, do you think you can get them here by September? We'll see. I'll have to ask him what his lead time is for that. That'd be kind of cool. I want some donuts now. Dude, I love Dunkin'. I'm much more of a Dunkin' guy than Starbucks any day. Love Dunkin'. I've got the app on my phone. It constantly rings. It's like it's basically my home screen at this point. Love Dunkin' Donuts. Anyone watch the Obi-Wan story yet? Yes, I just finished part 1. Like literally, as I'm getting the stream ready for today, I just finished part 1. I'll probably watch part 2 tomorrow. I've got a gig tonight. Gotta head out to Arkadelphia. And a little cornbread for you. And ironically, I say that we're going to go eat at Cracker Barrel, so it's like extra cornbread. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And just a couple crackers at the Cracker Barrel. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm actually looking forward to it. I don't know if I showed you guys this. I don't know if any of you guys care. So a couple of cool things. One, this is a fairly new guitar for me. This is a pink Paisley guitar. I'm a big Brad Paisley fan. I play in a country band, so you kind of have to be a Brad Paisley fan, but luckily I just like him anyway. But check out this texture on it. That's actually like laser cut into the wood. Really, really cool. Great guitar. And then I had a logo design because I go by DH Cosplay on here. My music page is a DH Music. See if I can get it to show here. And I sent a logo design to a guy who runs a machine shop, and he actually cut that out of stainless steel for me. But let me tell you what's cool about this. So I ordered this body. I actually built this. Or I say built it. I put it together. But I bought this body from a guy on eBay, and it got lost in the mail because our post office sucks. And so it got lost in the mail. And it was kind of crappy, but what are you gonna do? He got this thing out to me actually ahead of schedule, and but again, it got lost in the mail, so we kind of waited for a couple of weeks, and finally, he's like, man, I'll be honest with you, I don't think that thing's coming. So he said, what do you want to do? I said, well, I still really want the guitar. Maybe I can just file a claim with the post office, and I can just get my money back from them and then just order another one. He's like, I tell you what, don't even worry about going through all that. I'll just make you another one. So he made another body. And while I was waiting, he did a few other cool things. So the guy felt really bad about having me wait that long. And he knows I'm a big Paisley fan, just like the Paisley design. So he sent me a few gifts. One of them was a Paisley pick guard for this guitar. Bet you didn't think you'd see this on BatChat. This is actually leather. Most of the time this is like a plastic type thing, but it's a really nice Paisley leather pick guard on here. And while I was waiting for the new guitar to come in, he's like, man, I feel really bad, that, I know you were looking forward to it, and I was looking forward to seeing you with it and everything. So, so what can we do to make it? And he just showed you, I already had that. He just sent me a new pick guard, but I was like, well, hey, if you really feel that bad about it, you make me a good deal on this. And so he did. Anyway, so if I can get hung back up there. So really, really cool. I really appreciate him doing that. And to me, it was the kind of experience, because guitar makers are a lot like cosplay makers. So I'll loop it back around. This guy was the experience I had with him was the same experience I want people to have with me. If it's an issue that I can't on the zipper with Dale's suit, even though it's not really my fault or something I can really control, I still want to do right by him. Because that suit has my name on it just like his. And so I wanted to I want to be able to make it right for him, just like this guy was willing to make it right for me. So it just kind of goes back to integrity and all that fun stuff that I always talk about when it comes to makers. You've been doing squats? I have been in squats. I feel like you're being sarcastic, but I have been in some squats. I squat all the time, a couple times a week. Really heavy too. Oh. Are we done? Okay, so okay, well, maybe YouTube was just trying to kick me off here. Just no shirt, pass the biscuit, so cornbread. Anyway, King Biscuit, it's a blues, it's another guitar thing, but it's a blues musician. So, well, I think I'm just going to sign off here because YouTube is telling me that this isn't working, even though it seems to be working. So, put this. All right, is it working now?